Can McCaffrey do it again? It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, dual threat Christian McCaffrey. Fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's get up to Cincinnati for the home opener. Standing by, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You've got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The numbers for Jones last week: 13 carries, 51 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Offense.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made there by Robert Alford. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Second down, Murray sets to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. And able to find Green. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A first catch there for the NFL's leading receiver in Week 1 in terms of yardage. Also a first down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Dylan Donahue showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Buying time to his left. And a throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
A give to Jones. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Well, look now at our starting defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And almost Close, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. Fourth down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Throwing on first down is Murray. Green with a catch left side. A good pick up there at 22.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Back-to-back good plays. Have him on the move on first down. First down, Murray. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Eric Walden hurling in for the sack. In a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
After the sack on first down, Murray, he's good. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Play action. Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo, and that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now here's Ross. A very good return that time, 18 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. And out now, here come the Bengals. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 12 carries, 82 yards.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season. In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
From the gun on third down, Murray. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either. And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward. All that, and it only nets him a yard. It's 2nd down. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Here we go, here we go.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up the 1st down. That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
That's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catching.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Chris Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And this one complete to Reed. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beat. They want to run the football. But that means you probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure... Murray now on 1st down. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. Well, that gives him a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. And the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Focus, defense. 36.
From the gun, Murray. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And they're going to get the 1st down here across the 15-yard line.
Let's go.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off two huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. In for the score. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tyreke Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Garoppolo now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. And finding Keelan Cole. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Here we go.
Garoppolo on first down. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down. So there you go. Like you predicted, they do get him involved, and he's got his first catch and a first down.
And what you need to do there is just put a check mark next to the circle with his name, with his number in it. Don't put the line through it. It's not done yet. That should be the first of many.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Garoppolo. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make him punt it. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Cardinals who are out in front in that one. Tyler Lockett, a touchdown reception. From there, we take the short trip down to D.C. to check on the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they've gone to the half with the lead over the visiting Cowboys. Alvin Kamara, a touchdown run in that first half. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. In that game, all square as they take on the visiting Seahawks. In our game, it was the rookie Kyler Murray showing the flash that made him choose football over baseball. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it's going to be 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Switch. Set up.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 right at the 30.
We won't come to my work. 56. Minus 56.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And Gresham, the tight end, brings it in. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there's a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to give it to Ridley. Reuben Foster picks it, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From just shy of midfield, Murray. And this is incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 24, Garoppolo. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 16 yards, a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
I'm going to run you over.
Again, it's Jones. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now Garoppolo. He is going to find Hill here. It was third and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now. 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On play action. Now Garoppolo. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'd be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Butker able to put this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
55, mark, guy, 55.
Shotgun now from Murray. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And into the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for 2.
Now that was a beautiful play, a pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Back now in Cincinnati, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. 2nd down, it's Henderson. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And now Murray's going to set up to throw. Steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dylan Donahue picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Murray with a 3rd and long. Flush to his right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dylan Donahue getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. Let's see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. The give is to Jones. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not. Did not get back there. It's a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Ross on the return. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Slam, slam, slam. Check, 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 check.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 27, Murray eluding the pressure right. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ross. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On 2nd and 9, Murray caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Safety's creeping. Kill.
On the ground, McCaffrey slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Under 10. 10. Mash up. Check.
On play action, it's Murray. On the right side, caught by Green. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Here we go.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Hatchet.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They come out here in the eye. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
Check 26.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
25. Check 25. Say, where'd it go?
Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Christian McCaffrey, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And Jones has it over the middle. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Here we go. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. There's Garoppolo to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Reed. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. The Niners on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And what are the whistles for a timeout? So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw it. Murray. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Cincinnati, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week. Here's a list of all the players that will appear in the upcoming draft. Select a player to learn more. Select to scout this player and unlock his best skill. Use this information during the draft to make your picks. Each skill unlock will cost you scouting points. A portion of unused points will be lost each week. Unlock this player's true skill ranking to see if he is You just found a diamond in the rough. Other teams will undervalue this player, and you may get the next Tom Brady.